Well, this is where we're starting the video. All right, down on the sloped side of the cabin is where I am working on my next trail. So the fire pit's up. I've got two entrances coming in this way. You can see I've got the Rover down there. I'm going to show you what I'm working on. So the new trail is going to kind of go off and to the right. But as I'm walking down here, I saw this little berm here, which could be a fun little hill climb. So I might do that next. All right, so what I got here and what I've been working on is this section, which I'm probably going to take that tree down too. And this is going to be, this is a slight upward climb, right-hander. And yeah, I've cleared this whole area out. And I'm going to try to get down it as far as I can and then work my way this way. I got to cut all this stuff down. I'm trying to make it as wide as possible. But getting these stumps figured out has been a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna kick it off and then roll the camera, see if I make it up here. All right, cool. That was a success. I had to go it from the other angle because I didn't kind of trust the approach angle there, but I'm gonna need to clear out some more space down there to start the turn. But here's where I'm at now, and I'll show you where the rest of the trail is going. Through here. Along this part, I've got some of these stumps. The biggest pain is getting rid of these stumps. And then hopefully wrap it around, up and out. So I actually don't have that much work left. Just take care of a few more stumps. And I should be in a pretty good spot. What do you think, Frank? Yeah? Cool. Well, let's get the chainsaw on. All right, now let's run the full trail. I think I'm done for the time being. So this is the section that I just completed. Still have to move some of the logs out of the way. noticeably louder now. I can't wait to check that out. Cutting it close. All right, now for the where I just entered. Back side of the fire pit. Yes. And back to where I started the video. So yeah, got my own personal trail. I thought it was cool. All right. Now I gotta figure out what the noise is. Let's take a quick look and see what that is. Oh, I lost, oh man. I lost a whole section of exhaust somewhere. I think I know where it is, where this kind of bumps up. Huh. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Ah, I ran it over too, damn it. Interesting. Well, I'll mess with that. That's great. So I'm out here, Bald Mountain Trail in in beautiful Blue Ridge Parkway, George Washington National Forest. Out here running the trail, and I just encountered this guy. Looks like he's been here for a little while, and I don't know what he did, whether it was a control arm or something that he blew out, but this thing looks like it's been sitting here for a second. Unfortunately, he's got it propped up pretty good tires and everything on it, but you know, you always want to remember when you're bringing your Toyota out on the trails to make sure you have a friend of the Land Rover around. So don't know this guy, hope he gets it figured out. Sucks to suck, but hey, trail stuff happens. So it's work day here at the cabin. Cindy's finishing up the caulking portion, filling the cracks, which obviously in a wood house you're going to have a lot of cracks. Some range from a couple millimeters to almost a centimeter wide. We're using a technique we saw on YouTube where you fill at least the larger ones with a bit of kind of like a styrofoam tube, like a pool noodle that's smaller, and then you put the caulking in it, and well, she did a really good job taping it off, but that helps seals the crack, keeps the elements out, and kind of protects the inside, and a little waterproofs it, blah blah blah. So again, we're not experts, but we saw this product and this technique online, and we found a color that matches, and that's what we've been up to. Any luck?
Yeah, it's called Checkmate 2 is the product. It's not cheap, but it seems to work really well. And this is different than normal caulk because it is supposed to expand and contract as the wood does with the different seasons. So, I mean, we'll see how we're doing it. We put a few coats on in the front when it was warmer. It's definitely a lot colder today, so it'll be interesting to see if there's any sort of difference in how it holds up, but it's pretty easy to use.
All right, so obviously it's fall time up here, and I spent a good portion of the morning staining at least the handrail, the railing portion of the back deck, and I think it turned out very well. Again, just with a brush, running through things. There was a little bit of snow on the ground this morning, which kind of prevented me from really power washing the rest of the deck portion, the floor. But the railing looks great. You can kind of see the contrast there. again, little changes, you know, as it gets colder up here. Again, there was snow on the ground this morning. We're having to take some time to winterize things and, you know, obviously close it up as best we can, because we're trying to figure out when is the ground zero date for shutting everything down and winterizing. And so, you know, we're testing out the access, we're testing out the accessibility, and we're testing out how the interior handles the changing seasons. All right, so you can see the view and the visibility is very different from probably the previous videos. You can see the mountain ridges that kind of surround us up here, and it really gives you a better perspective of where you are and the landscape around you. It gives me a chance. I walked the property line that way to kind of see exactly how much land was on that side, and the amount is much more, I think, than you realize, especially when you can see. So it's going to help me when I continue building the trail networks out. But up here, I wanted to see some of the places that we filled in last time. Yeah, there you go. Still holding up, looks good. You know, again, this is little stuff, but it's stuff that you kind of kick yourself if you didn't do. So obviously it's a work in progress. All right, so cabin winterization, how hard can it be? All right, so the instructions we received from the previous owner specify draining the hot water heater, which makes sense. I've already removed the breaker. Turn off the valves. We are going to open this up and let it drain. It's doing its thing. Next thing we're going to do is open up all the spigots. Try to get as much water out as possible for both lines, hot and cold. We'll eventually have to add antifreeze there. Throw it in here too. All right, now let's jump under the house. All right, if you can see right there, that is the hot water drain pipe, which is actually nice and convenient. You can kind of see what's coming out and see when it stops. So I'll take you under here and to see what the rest of the process is gonna have to look like. Here's my drain hose for the actual holding tank from the well. All right, so here's what I'm working with. After we're gonna let that drain, we are going to kill the valve from the well and then drain this tank by opening up this line here. All right, so that is emptying. Oh, that was making a mess. I have to redirect that. All right, so that's draining now. I forgot that I needed to pull the breaker, which is right here, for the actual well pump that kept trying to fill this back up instead of letting it drain. So this is draining now. We're not getting any more pressure. That gauge is going to start going down soon. So that should be the majority of the system. It's not coming on or anything like that, which is good. I already insulated as much of these pipes as possible. It's pretty warm under here, which is a good sign. So hopefully we'll be good for the winter. So gotta let the rest of it come out. So soft winterization of the cabin, semi-complete. Kind of expecting lower temperatures coming here, and with the holidays coming up, we don't really plan to be up here in the near future. So we drained the water, added antifreeze, turned everything off, got everything cleaned up. We're gonna leave the heater on in here at around 70, just to keep a little bit of temperature inside. I kind of sealed up the basement vents, but this has been a pretty exciting chapter as far as getting this place up and running, building some trails, and really exploring the area. So if you're interested, please feel free to follow along. Thanks for watching.